Hello and good evening. It is Sunday, March 5th. The time is 8:02 p.m. And how the hell are you doing? I'm doing all right. I had a pretty lazy ass day today. And if you're wondering, what am I doing on the Johnny Strides channel? Normally I go live Sunday nights over on the other channel, which is hopefully I don't have anything inappropriate up on this tab. Normally I go live on the Johnny Stumbles channel on Sunday nights, and usually we just kind of like hang out, check out different YouTube channels, wander around the internet, play some city guesser, do kind of an informal Q&A, and just kind of hang out and try to have a good time. We'll get back to that maybe next week or the week after. I just wanted to go live on this channel because on Friday night I was going to go live on this channel and I had some stuff prepared, and then the big snowstorm hit and I decided to go live outside instead. So I'm basically taking the stream I was going to do on Friday night, moving that to Sunday, doing that to Johnny Stumbles. That guy can wait. So here we are. Welcome to a rare Sunday night live stream on the Johnny Strides channel. But if you are interested in what I do on the other channel, feel free to head over there and subscribe, of course. And I see some people in the chat. Vivian Johnson, Michael Nguyen, Harjot, Gertej, PG8, Shivmalin, Marge, Susie, Dave Elliott, Sheena, Marie Palmer, The Oddwall Wanderer, Clayton is here, Amy Williams, I'm sure I'm reading names twice again, Gordon Freeman, Andrew, Starling, Whitby Dude, 61 Free says, mind if I restream you? I don't know what, one person wanted to do that, and it turns out like the stuff they were doing was actually kind of toxic. So what I can do is I'll take a look at that. Just shoot me an email or a DM on Insta. I'll take a look at what you do, and then I'll get back to you for a future stream. I think that's a fair approach. So welcome again to a Sunday night live stream. Also, just a heads up, there's going to be less live streams for the next week. I am going away at some point in this coming week, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to live stream where I'm going, and I'm going away for an entire week. So there's that. That's another reason and for doing this one on this channel. And I'm probably going to go live on this channel one more time before I go away outside in the wild. So if you're a fan of those kinds of streams, there will be one more of those coming up. And I spent my day, I installed a security camera. So while I'm away, just because I'm going to go away again in April, if anyone like opens my door or enters my unit, I'll get an alert right away. I can just like message my neighbor or the super and be like, hey, you know, go beat the guy up who just entered my apartment. I don't know. But I did that, and that is all I did today. I did absolutely nothing else. I was pretty pooped from the weekend. So we're going to have an adult beverage. I'm going to have a Cowbell Nitro Stout. And according to the guy at the LCBO, he said the correct way to pour this would be to just dump it right into like a large stein. Something to do with the nitro element of this. Estelle says door cams are a great idea. Yeah, it's just when you're out of your apartment for 3 weeks. Yeah, like my neighbor next door like has a key. If I get packages, he just leaves them in my apartment, and he just comes in every few days just to make sure everything is okay. But I mean, I just wanted the peace of mind of being able to like look in, and I know some people have doorbell cameras and that sort of thing, which is kind of neat. So I just think I don't know, it was like $50. Why not? And it's working. If you open my door, I get a note on my phone and I can see what's happening, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to take the guy at the LCBO's advice and just dump this thing. Sorry, I realize my hand is covering up the stein. But just dump this can directly. I don't know what that did, but he said that makes it better. And since this is way too big, I'm now going to transfer it into another cup and hopefully not spill anything on my mechanical keyboard. Oh, and by the way, I do have some videos to play tonight in the background. Devin says that is proper. There we go. I don't know anything about pouring beer. So cheers. Happy Sunday to you. Lisa says, why didn't you just pour it into the second glass? Because there's not enough. It would have overflowed if I did that. There's barely not enough. I may have tried this before last night watching UFC. Another reason why I was so out of it today. So let's get rolling on a video. Just so you know, for these live streams, feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Ask me anything and everything. I've been busy planning for a couple of upcoming trips as well. I noticed RM Transit was streaming earlier. If anyone saw RM Transit stream, did he mention where he moved to? I reached out to him to do like a collab. I didn't know he was moving this soon. He was like, yeah, sure, let's go out and record a video together. And I was like, cool. And next thing I know, he's already moved. Did he reveal his location? Anyways, let's get the first video rolling. I have a streetcar ride from here to, not from here, from St. Clair Station to St. Clair West Station. This is, last week I posted a video because it is Sunday, the first day of the week. There will be some Johnny Stumbles elements on this stream. I posted a video from St. Clair West where I walk south down Bathurst Street. So I just thought I would record my little streetcar ride over there. So this is that. Hopefully the volume isn't too loud on the streetcar. But this is leaving St. Clair Station, and we're going to be traveling west, looking out the north side of the streetcar. All right, Shivlin, I see that. Someone, I don't know why that was deleted, that message, but yeah, hopefully I'll get a chance to live stream, or not live stream, but collab with Reese again. Awesome guy, super knowledgeable on the subject of transit. Speaking of which, we are currently riding the transit. The other videos I have are from the e-bike, actually. And this is excellent. Draft Nitro Stout. Yes, I crushed the can. So we are just about to roll up to the intersection of Yonge and Eglinton. Lisa Palmer made beef broth with soup again. Sounds good. Okay, Vivian. Makes sense. Justin's gonna have his last glass of Hennessy Coke. Whippy Dude says, did I fix the flat? I am looking at the flat right now. No, I didn't fix it. Someone's saying no snow. This was, well, there's some snow. This was recorded before Friday. This was recorded a few days before Friday. And what I'm trying to do, since I'm going away to the, I'm not going to say the country right now, but to the Caribbean, and I am totally not flying on some discount, low budget, never heard of before airline, which gives me pause. I wanted to like load up on videos so I have a video for every day that I'm away, so I don't have to worry about, you know, walking around and making videos while I'm on vacation. So I've got 2 more to make, and then I'll be able to cover my whole time away. So hopefully I can do 1 or 2 tomorrow. I'll do a live stream Tuesday. Hopefully I can do that, and then I can actually like pack and prepare for my vacation Tuesday afternoon. And the place I'm going apparently has resort-wide Wi-Fi. If it works, I'll do a live stream from there. Maybe we'll do like a beach live stream or something like that. I don't know. I'll do like a resort video as well, but I'm not going to make a whole lot of content on this trip. It's the trip coming up in April where there's going to be a whole lot of content. Who's just says, ooh, Caribbean. Lisa says the C-Link. Shiv once says Reese didn't reveal where he's going. Let's see if you guys can guess. Where am I going? Where am I going next week? Where am I going in the Caribbean? I spelt one of the countries incorrectly. And I put next week in the poll, but it's actually later this week, right? Sunday being the first day of the week. Let's see if you guys can correctly guess where I'm going. MGM Review says 300 people. Yeah, we're doing about double what we would normally do on the Johnny Stumbles.
During your Caribbean vacay, winking face.
Jeanette Morales for a cool frothy drink during my Caribbean vacation. Thank you, Jeanette Morales. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Where I am going, the drinks are included. I think you usually with these resorts you have to pay a little extra for something a bit more top shelf. Sorry, I didn't have my stream alerts turned on. I just turned them on. But thank you, Jeanette. Lisa says bring sunscreen wherever you end up, will ya? Yeah, that is, if you've ever gone to the Caribbean, they will have like a little store in your resort or hotel that sells sunscreen, and it'll be like 25 USD for a bottle. And if you go into town, you'll be in a convenience store where they'll have like Kit Kats for 50 cents. Everything will be dirt cheap. And then the sunscreen will be even more. It'll be like 30 bucks. It is ridiculously... They just prey on people that are like, I'll just buy my sunscreen there, who don't know any better. So yeah, bring sunscreen if you go to that part of the world. Always. That is a absolute must. I learned my lesson the hard way when I was in Cuba. I went with my friend. We used to teach together. He's actually been on a few of my live streams. And then like it was like 25 bucks in the resort in Cuba, and we had this one little tube that he got from like Dollarama to share with us for like the whole trip. It was ridiculous. In hindsight, yeah, I should have just spent the 25 bucks and bought the sunscreen, but in your mind you're like, that's insane. But welcome to there. Daniel says, is this friend Ken? No, it is not. Justin says you cannot bring sunscreen on airplanes. You absolutely can, as long as it's under 100 milliliters. An absolutely stupid rule, but you can buy travel sunscreen, or you could just buy a big one and get like the little 100 milliliter squeeze tubes from like Dollarama and fill them up. Whippy Dude says airport security confiscated your sunscreen from carry-on. What? I've brought sunscreen so many times when I've gone overseas. Maybe because they were over the size. Were they too big? If it's over 100 milliliters, they will take it. Matt Bra says we would love to see a beach video after all the snowstorm videos. That Windwalk Travel Videos does some real good beach videos. I'll take a look. I've done exactly one beach video on this channel at the an amazing beach actually in Koh Samui. I don't think it did too good. How many views did that one get? Koh Samui. If I type Koh Samui beach, is my video going to come up? No, it is not. What if I type Koh Samui beach Johnny? Yeah, my live stream did well. It did 6.3K, but yeah, it got 5,000 views. It didn't do too bad. Clayton Crawford, holy shit. Get smashed on me, Johnny, on your trip. Clayton. Wow, thank you very much, Clayton. Cheers to you. I will get smashed for sure on the trip. And 200 Japanese yen, arigato. Thank you. Sorry I cannot pronounce your name, but thank you very much for the 200 yen. Let me translate that now to English. Japanese to... I have the advantage of a keyboard tonight. I don't normally
Get
have this.
smashed on me, Johnny, on your trip.
Ryama Kanada, arigato. Thank you. Devin says he's not making sunrise while on vacation. You know what? I've promised Yogi a sunrise video. I'm going to have like, when, this isn't like one of those like hedonist adult resorts. It's like a family resort. It's going to be, I probably will be bored out of my mind after 2-3 days. I'm not a resort person. I just agreed to go with some friends. I will probably wake my ass up and do a sunset stream or video. I'm going to promise that. Maybe it might be a member's video. Yogi is a member, and I'll be happy to share that with her anyways. But I'm absolutely going to do that on this trip. Thank you, because what else am I going to do? I'll get my ass up. We'll go do the sunrise video. Sorry, sunset. We'll go do the sunrise video. Justin says, what airline are you flying? You're guessing it's either Air Canada or WestJet? You would be wrong. It is some airline I've never heard of before, and frankly looks a little sketch. Laura says that would be beautiful. I'm gonna try. Yusuf says I hope you survive one trip without getting sick. Sometimes we end up not feeling too great at the end of our trips. Speaking of which, my trip in April, I'm gonna be staying at 7 hotels So there's gonna be, I nailed down the last hotel. I decided not to like spam them and see if anyone's gonna give me like a hookup or a cheap hotel or a discount. Oop, that video ended. Good thing I didn't have anything embarrassing on the screen when that ended. But we just rolled into St. Clair West Station. Clayton Crawford says that would be the Doug Ford airline. All right, here comes another video. High fiver! Finally, someone noticed I got a haircut. Yes, I got a $35 haircut. Thank you. And now we are taking the e-bike. I'm taking the e-bike to a spot where I recorded an e-bike video that'll be showing up on the channel later this week. Bill Chow says Dominican Republic is popular with broadcasters right now. Howard of Humble and Fred radio show is vacationing in DR. He's doing his show remotely. Mexico, Cuba, and Dominican, those three in particular are insanely popular with Canadians for vacation. Cuba, incredible beaches, incredible value, food, resort quality, Mexico, amazing food, pretty good resorts, very good beaches. Dominican, somewhere in between in terms of the food and the quality of the places. So, but they're all priced accordingly. I'm not going to knock any of those places, but yeah, those three places are just jam-packed with Canadians, especially Cuba, actually, because sorry, Americans, but it's really tough for you guys to go. Let's see. 26%. We have 148 votes. Holy shit. 26% vote Cuba, which appeals to the cheapskate in me. 41% say DR, 13% say Mexico. Well, I did go to Mexico last year, right? I went to the finest Playa Mujeres. And 21% say Jamaica. And we're at 150 votes even. I'm going to end the poll. Thanks for voting, guys. You can find out if you were right later this week. Sanjay says the Cayman Islands are nice too. I bet. Never been. So we are going south, I believe, on Jones Avenue. Is this? Yeah, there's a bike lane, believe it or not. There's a bike lane. I just don't think it's usable here. Krista says, if I go to Cuba, can I get you a box of cigars? You can get Cuban cigars here, I think. And I think you can get a lot of like Cuban rums and stuff as well. But wherever I go, I usually buy like a bottle of the local hooch on the way back. Yes, I can't believe I used that word. SM says, how's April in Toronto? Snow, rain, sun, all of the above. There might be a day or two of snow. There'll be a few rainy days because we're kicking off spring. And there'll be some clear days, but it'll mostly be gray and overcast for most of the month, if my memory serves me correct. Clayton, funny. Jeanette says Cuban rum sounds great. You know, I have a bottle of rum from Cuba just over there, and I have a bottle of tequila from Mexico above me as well. Yeah, Fidel passed a long time ago, I think. Where do I turn right? I think, do I turn right on Dundas? I think I turn right on Dundas Street, actually. Chris Mills says that Mama Jam, is it Mama Jamma, Mama Jama? I don't know. Stuff in the DR is gross. Brett bought a bottle of absinthe from Mexico in 2020 and you're still working on it. It's rough. Once you open it, doesn't the clock start ticking on how long it'll last though? Like even whiskey won't last forever once you open it, right? On off says hello, hi. Stuck in traffic. So this, I think, is Gerrard Street. Gerrard and Jones going south. And for some reason, I'm in the left lane. Maybe this truck is turning right, or it's just parked. I don't really know. I wasn't paying attention. Arsenal says, hey, Johnny, what did you think of John Jones last night? It's more like, what did I think of Cyril Gahn? I think he was a paper champ. Like, we should have known. Francis, like, took him down and kept him there in the last few rounds and basically worked him. I think John Jones was smart. He tied him up early when he was dry before they were all sweaty. and he put the choke on. Very impressive performance, but I still want to see him get hit by a heavyweight. I want to see him take an actual punch from an actual heavyweight, because Gon did absolutely nothing. Like, he's not a top 5 heavyweight based on what we saw. Good for John Jones, but still needs to be tested. And he's going to fight like old man Steep, which I'm not sure is a great test either. So I don't know the answer. Christos made 200 bones on that fight. NF's been looking for the stream on the Stumbles channel for at least 20 minutes. I put a thing up on that channel. I don't think anyone saw it though. I put a community post up saying, yeah, it only has 5 likes. So I think the community posts take a while to get out. But about 2 hours ago, I put up a community post saying I was going live on this channel instead. But I don't think word got out there. Oops. Nancy says, is Johnny tipsy right now? No, I was last night though. I went out and I made 2 videos. I came home, I edited 3. I got them uploaded. I did all that stuff. Then I sat my ass down. I made a bowl of popcorn. I had a few beers. I had an edible, and I watched UFC. Lisa says she is bad at engaging and or liking member or community posts. Any info on the e-bikes at Shiblin? No, I haven't. I'm going to reach out to the guys at Movin' and just tell them what happened and just be like, what should we do next? I think it's in their interest for me to get that wheel fixed as well. So I use that bike instead of the other one. But I've got a lot on my plate right now, and I've still got the e-scooter and a working e-bike. And I have a project for spring. I want to get my single speed back up and running. It is covered in rust right now. I've got to get new wheels on it, and I've got to de-rust it, and I've got to get a new chain on it. So I've got a fair bit of work to do on the single speed as well. But that'll be a fun little project that we'll get taken care of, and then we'll have actual cycling videos on the channel again. Remember those when I used to have to like use my feet and I would occasionally get out of breath instead of just sit there and like twist the throttle like I am now? High Fiver says, I saw bikers riding through the wicked snowfall. Yeah, you can see them on my stream too. They're pretty brave and pretty nuts. I think Mr. Mountain Hiker, a regular viewer of this channel, was also out there during the crazy snowfall, which was my biggest stream this year so far. That was like my biggest day for views this year. We hit like, on the day, I think I hit like 100,000 views, which is nuts. The Belcost is covered in rust. Must have been out in the balcony. Should have sprayed it with WD-40 before putting it out. One thing you can do is you can just use like water and steel wool, and that'll like take most of the rust right off. I saw that. It's funny, Shivbalin says the single speed reminds me of CJ Hoyle's Green Machine. I saw that on, I don't know if it was steel wool. I think he used tinfoil, but I saw that on CJ Hoyle's channel as well. Christo says taking your bike to a repair shop is expensive. Yeah, it's a single speed. I can do it all myself. I've changed the brakes on it. Since I'm lazy and hate changing tubes, if a tire pops, I just take the wheel off and walk the wheel into the store. Nick Mountain says, I just got in from biking, going out again later. Have to get 160 deliveries by weeks. Wow, that is a lot of delivering. Are you doing that here in Toronto? Chris Mills says, picked up a few subscribers as well. Yeah, I picked up between Friday and Saturday, I gained like 800 subscribers, which is like 700 more than I would normally gain. And I'm sure some of them are tuning in tonight going, what the hell is this? This isn't what I subscribed for. This guy was out walking around in like a blizzard. Now he's sitting drinking a beer, playing a video. Yeah, sorry, we'll get back out and doing the outdoor stuff. Ernie K says, what's the top speed for e-bikes? Legally, it's 32 kilometers on motor or power assist, but most of them can go faster. Usually there's a way to unlock that. The one e-bike that I sold, it was like in the manual. It was like, if you wish to unlock the speed, enter in this code, and you can now go 40 kilometers per hour. I did that. I noticed the battery life was absolute dog shit when I unlocked that. Also, it was freakishly fast. Like going 40 on like a bike that you put together yourself, not the most confident feeling in the world. So I took that code off, actually. I took it back down to 32. Have you ever fallen from potholes or had a flat tire? I've had flat tires, but I've never fallen from a pothole. Christo says, what kind of celebrations are you going to do when you hit 100K subs? I don't know. It feels like for this kind of channel, we gain subscribers a lot slower than like other channels, so that's like a year away. So I guess maybe I'll go on a trip or something like that. I don't know. Upstate New York Bob says, new subscriber here. YouTube's algorithm popped me up on your screen on my live feed on Friday, and you enjoyed it. Back for more. LOL. Enjoyed watching my Montreal walking videos today. Thank you, Upstate New York Bob. Welcome to the channel. Ang S says, same. Welcome. We've got some new viewers. Normally these home streams do about like half of the viewers of the outdoor streams. So welcome. It's good. It's a good chance to kind of hang out. They're a lot more interactive though. I'm able to kind of actually see your chats. I could not see anything on that stream on Friday. Like my screen was just covered in snow and ice. And it was, I would have to, and if I cleared it, that was like, I was like moving around like the stuff on the screen. It was the most frustrating experience I've ever had live streaming. I could see super chats because they're like huge in color. So I felt kind of like an asshole because I'm like live streaming to this blizzard and I'm trying to see the chat. You know me, I try to like be as interactive as I can. I try to read the chats and I try to respond to them while I'm live streaming, while also not walking into anyone, not tripping over myself, not getting hit by a car. But in those conditions, I could really like, it was the super chats that I could see because they're just huge and like a different color. So I felt like a dick because I'm reading the super chats. I'm saying thank you, but I can barely read any of the other chats. Like normally, and I realize some people might think, oh, this jerk is just doing this to encourage people to send him money if he wants to read their message. No, that is not it. that was literally just the circumstances of me being out there and those particular chats being gigantic and in a different color. So I apologize for that. That was not my intent. I realize it might have come across that way. But no, I do try to read as many of the streams as possible. Nancy says Johnny is swearing a lot more than usual. Well, it is Sunday night. Normally I do these Sunday night streams on the other channel, and I've got a bit more of a potty mouth on that channel. Navel Cost says, Johnny, you responded to one of my chats at one point. I don't remember what either of us said, though. Yes, Whippy dude, that apartment and condo life is nice. No obligation. A lot of people aren't so lucky and they have to clear out in front of their property. And F says on Friday some dude went 5-hour walking stream in that condition. You were in his chat too. Yeah, that was Henry. I might be meeting Henry actually early this week. We said we would do a collaboration. I need to reach out to him and see, like, I've been off my phone all day. I've been off the internet all day. I've done nothing. So I'm sure there's a lot of people like waiting on my replies and stuff. A viewer reached out and invited me to like kind of get a behind the scenes look at something that's really neat coming up today. And I couldn't do it. I just had nothing in the gas tank. So I feel bad, but I'm going to try to get back to everyone tomorrow. So if you are waiting for a response, I'll try to get back to you. Lisa says, and my neighbor Mike, who actually made an appearance on a video recently. Oh, that was the flat tire one. Judy, you're welcome. Donna says, while we sit all warm in our home, we like to watch people out in the elements. Yeah, Henry did 5 hours. That is nuts. That is nuts. I think I could do 5 hours, but I think if I did a 5-hour live stream in those conditions, I would hold myself up for like a day and just be like, okay, this is 100% me time for the next 24 hours. I think I would have to do that for my sake. I don't know how Ginny, TTY, and like there's a lot of big streamers on Twitch. They literally like stream their entire day every single day. And they're not just like sitting in a chair at home. They're out in the wild doing it. Yeah, I could not do that. I could not do that. I'd rather have like one high energy hour-and-a-half stream than like 5 hours of me kind of whining and complaining about streaming for 5 hours. Velcos says 5 hours sounds like something Ken would do. It does. He could probably do it. Lisa Palmer, congrats. You hit 10,000 steps today. I have 897 steps today. Marge says, is it just me or is JS out of sync? I have 897 steps. It's just you. I'm in sync. I just verified it. Velcos remembers when Chris Perillo had a 24/7 stream in his office. I pulled up my TikTok last night just before bed. I was just thumbing through it, and there was like a couple live streaming them sleeping. It was literally just them in their bed. They were kind of like in a spooning position in pajamas, but like that was it. And they had like lights on them so we could see them. It was the weirdest thing. Like, why are people streaming that? Why are people watching that? I don't know. Whippy Dude says Ken walked to Newmarket once. Hi Fiverr, we are... I was going south on River Street. Now this is Cherry Street. No, Mill Street, I believe. I believe this is going west on Mill Street in the Canary District. Now we're in the Distillery District. We're just north of it. Just reading some of your messages. Brad Palmer, how was getting up to the Great White North and doing some ice fishing? Clayton Crawford says, Johnny, those other YouTubers could actually film one full day and recut their vlog 2 different ways to give the impression of an alternate POV. Yeah, some people do stuff like that. Donaku says, because that's how uneventful our lives are. Am I going to visit the Portlands on the e-bike? We might be making our way there on this video. Just stay tuned. Can't sleep. I think the answer to that one is pretty obvious. I lived in an awesome city for 5 years and I chose to come back here. Brad says fishing was good. Awesome. Do you throw your fish back? Do you turn them into dinner? SM says, can I bike in April? Is it cold? April is very bikeable. Like winter is bikeable. I would say get something to cover your ears. Something like a balaclava that you can put under your helmet. Get some good gloves. Gloves are super important. And some kind of like wind resistant footwear, because once your toes start getting cold, especially if you're riding through puddles and then your shoes get wet and then your feet get a little cold, and then when you're biking in like -1 or -2, you will get like frostbite on your feet. It is nuts. Is this a good iteration of a bike lane? Not really. Johnny, did you go to the winter stations? Not yet. Not yet. Stephen Collins, did I tune in just at the right time? Well, you tuned in. That's all that matters. Judy says good gloves. Yeah, good gloves. You want gloves that are like windproof. I have a pair of electric gloves that are really awesome. The problem is I'm constantly like, my hand either is too hot or it's like, I'm constantly like climate controlling them, like putting them up, putting them up, putting them up. Okay, too hot, cold, cold. Like I find I just don't, there's no temptation to do that when I'm wearing other gloves. But yeah, good gloves, warm ass feet. Obviously wear long johns, and cover your ears. Like just think of like the coldest things that make you uncomfortable when you're out in the cold, and like triple protect those when you're cycling. Anuf says wear 2 gloves. You could do that as well, but it's also important that you can still like operate your bell and like your brakes and your throttle if you have an e-bike and all that stuff too. So you need to have like pretty, you need to keep your finger dexterity, if that makes sense. You did ask for the Portland's last live stream. Oh, well, yeah, I did this just for you. This isn't a coincidence at all. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, he says, good evening from Empress in North York Center. Do you have to take your gloves off when you want to use the phone screen? Yeah, even the gloves that have the touch things on the tips, those suck. Like if you need to like touch the screen, okay, but if you need to like touch anything specific, no luck. Have you reached out to CJ Hoyle yet for a club? No, probably not till April. or till I'm back from my April video. Do a stream from a hot air balloon. There's an idea. Novell caused to use mittens with it. What's the point of mittens? I've never understood the point of mittens. We're going deep through industrial country here. I think I know exactly where we're going to end up, actually. I'll save it so we can watch the video. But this is Cherry Street being reconfigured, and they've installed some new bridges here as well. And we're about to go over one of those, one of 4 new bridges they installed. One of them is only going to carry like trams or LRTs, which is kind of cool. Crystal says Red Path Sugar Plant. That is in the other direction. Novell says mittens are way warmer than any gloves you've worn. You've had no idea before you start doing it. Oh, I've always thought mittens were dumb because you're kind of like this. But like, I don't know. It's not like you can't just take it off if you need your fingers to do anything, right? OXXN says hello, hello. Oliver, welcome to Silver Tier. Welcome. Oh, that's a very cute dog. Is Oliver your name or is it the dog's name? My brother has a Yorkie named Oliver, but welcome to Silver Tier. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to integrate the Patreon supporters and give them cool little badges and heads up like that. Otherwise I would, but thank you, Oliver, for joining Silver Tier. High Fiver says the Cherry Sunday Beach Party has continued since 1996. That's not every Sunday though, right? I've heard of it before, but for some reason I've never really looked into it. Yeah, he says, Johnny, have you ever tried Microsoft Flight Simulator? Yes, I had it when I lived in Korea. I had it. And I flew from Gimpo Airport to like Narita Airport. And I completely ignored everything that you're supposed to do. And I literally just went rogue and took the plane off and landed it somehow without killing everyone. Then I never really played it again. So yeah, I have played Flight Simulator. Have I played it recently? No. I think my PC could run it. I don't know. I've got a decent processor. Graphics card it's a 12 gig 3060. It's good for video editing, but I don't know. Oliver named it after their dog. You had to put him to sleep in 2017. He was a rescue dog. He lived to 15, and that is long for that breed of dog. Oh, that's sad to hear, but good to hear he lives a very full life and that you did your best. Thank you, Oliver, for the support. Nancy says, what is your secret to typing so fast? I can't do it to save my life. 2 words. Mavis Beacon. Honestly, like, I used that shit when I was back in high school in like 1994, 95.
So fast? I can't do it to save my life.
I can hit about 115, 120 words a minute. I get a little inaccurate though, and I kind of, if I want to type accurately, I can do like 90 to 100 if I kind of hold my horses, especially if there's a lot of like punctuation and stuff. I don't type properly though. I only use the left shift key. I never use the right shift key. I don't know why that is, but it makes some awkward like left hand holding shift going capital on something I use with the left hand. And I think I hit a few other keys with like the hand you're not supposed to. I only ever spacebar with the right hand. I never spacebar with the left hand. I don't know. But thank you, Nancy. Ronaf says, do you play any games at the moment? Just Rocket League on the PS5. That's pretty much all I've been doing. Devin says, my editing card plays games pretty good. That sounds like a higher end NVIDIA professional grade card. And that says you can have gloves and mittens together used for runs. That's neat. Christopher Haydock, £2. Christopher Haydock, thank you. Cheers to you over in the UK. Valerie says, wow, I can't even think that many words a minute. That's true. I can type that fast, but in real world use, it's not unless you're like that person in the court who like transcribes everything they say, a job that probably doesn't need to exist anymore. Like, I don't think there's any need to type that fast. Chivalent says, there's a beautiful skyline. This will be the opening shot in a future video. I think surprisingly, I think this is my first video this year that is over an hour long that I recorded. And it required 2 cameras because the battery died on one of them. Did you ever notice that the top row of letters on the keyboard contain all the letters of the word typewriter? I did now. That's kind of freaky. David says, I'm a brave man to cycle downtown. I think you just kind of get numb to it. Like, when stupid stuff happens when I'm recording, I'll like make a comment and call it out. But when I'm not making a video and like cars almost kill me, it's just like, what else is new? And you just kind of keep riding along. Philadelphia walks, just saying hello from Philadelphia. Greetings. Whippy Dude says, you still have the bus simulator game? I do. I do. All right. So I've got another video to play. So I recorded a video from that point to the next point that I started recording. And then this is just my ride home. Which, you know what? I've got to do something here. Because I actually rode all the way home to my apartment. And I kept the camera running. And I'm thinking, did you cut that out, you idiot? Did you include that on the video you're about to play, everyone? Because I don't think I should probably show that last bit. Okay, I cut it off. I remembered. Okay, yeah, so we can play this video. I am in front of a store that will soon be no more. That is Nordstrom Rack at Bloor and Young. Nordstrom has announced they're exiting Canada, so I'm curious to see what's going to move into this space. Maybe it's like a good spot for Marshalls, I guess, but it's such a prominent retail spot at a major intersection. It'll be interesting to see what moves in there. Ever play Plasmophobia, Nancy? I've never even heard of it, to be honest with you. Novell Costa's almost doxed. Yeah, Ken has literally showed on video like going right up to his apartment number. Like, I don't care if people know my building, but the actual unit is kind of freaky. Fortunately, you can't tell the unit on like the keypad downstairs. Dan says inflation hitting hard. I think just the retail environment. Like Nordstrom, it's a luxury department store. Every time I walk through there, it's always busy, but the registers are empty. It's just, I don't know about Nordstrom Rack, but the actual Nordstrom in Eaton Center, look at this van turning right here. Yeah, that just happened. The Nordstrom at the Eaton Center is always people passing through it, but I never see anyone buying it and buying stuff from there. And there's also a Saks Fifth Avenue in the same shopping mall, or at least connected to the mall, right? And there's a Holt Renfrew up in Yorkville. Like, do we need 3 like luxury department stores downtown? I don't know. I don't know anyone who shops in any of those places. So I think Nordstrom is kind of like a step below Saks and Holt. And it's probably stuff you could just get in a regular department store. I don't know, but I don't know. Starling says he had the right of way, but he actually crossed over a solid line. If you watch again, the line turned to a hash, but he turned early. So if you're going to say he had the right of way, then he should have turned where he was supposed to turn instead of cutting me off, right? He turned early and came into the bike lane, which you're not supposed to do, obviously, because the cyclist is supposed to stop within the bike lane to let him turn. And if you're going to do that and get hit, it's his fault. Jeanette says, I only shop at Nordstrom and Saks Fifth Avenue. Wow, Jeanette, I didn't know you were a fancy lady. Upstate says, do you have a favorite video you've posted? Something that is one to make sure I watch? Let me think about that and get back to you. I mean, I've like enjoyed making some of the hidden Toronto videos. My favorite videos are always the ones on routes that I've never done before. which aren't necessarily like the most watched. They're just my favorite to make. Valerie says anything you can get at Nordstrom, you can get a knockoff at Walmart at half the price and better quality. You can also, a lot of popular items are showing up, clones of them are showing up on Amazon, right? Like Amazon's just got everything covered. If something is on sale at Best Buy, Amazon has it for the same price, and they have a way better return policy. If there's like a popular trending clothing item or anything, like a version will appear on Amazon. I don't know. I think they're a big reason why a lot of retailers are going out of business. Like even when I want to buy something from Best Buy, I'm like, why wouldn't you just buy that from Amazon? It's way better return policy. So I don't know. And now I can just walk to my local Staples and like hand them the item opened, not even like put in a box, show them a QR code and they'll send it back. It's just like, okay. David loves the 80s style background music. Thanks. I made it myself. Laura says it's just too bad that Amazon treats its employees so poorly. Yeah. Something about being a crazy billionaire, whether you're Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or even Steve Jobs, that you just treat people like absolute shit. I guess it's in their DNA. That's why they got to where they are. Yeah, we lost Bed Bath & Beyond. I used to love that store, the Bed Bath & Beyond down at College Park. That it is now an IKEA. How lucky is that landlord, right? They lost a major anchor tenant, and then they gained like the mother of all anchor tenants. Like that was a pretty good turnaround for that space. Laura says I still shop on Amazon, but sometimes feel guilty. I buy stuff from Amazon that like I could get at the grocery store. Like I buy drinks like bubbly and like Diet Pepsi and stuff off of there. I buy cereal. It's like our grocery stores are not saints in this country, except for the smaller independent shops. So yeah, I buy stuff from Amazon that like I would just be going to some other big evil retailer if I wasn't going through them. It is what it is, and they give me a pretty awesome video service. Nick says you don't have to mail it back. Well, the thing is, there used to be a Best Buy across the street from where I live. That Best Buy is now closed. But there is a Staples, and I can take anything back to Staples. So it is... I've still bought... Like, I bought my PS5 from Best Buy. Like Fluffy says, my Rock Bros balaclava is $25 on Amazon, 2 for $12.88 at Costco. Don't have a Costco membership. I'm okay with that. Kind of like the Hard Rock Cafe that was replaced by Shoppers on Yonge, even though there's like a Shoppers across the street in the Eaton Center and another Shoppers across the street on the northeast corner. Yes, Shoppers taken over. I think even if it wasn't a Hard Rock, apparently that Hard Rock had really gone downhill, but I think something of that ilk is much better suited for such a prominent corner than a Shoppers Drug Mart. Nick says you have a few weeks for full return on electronics, no questions. So you bought a gimbal, used it for a trip and returned it. But Amazon, you have even longer than that. And I'm not saying you should do this, but if you have something that maybe stopped working outside of the return policy, you know, buy a new one and accidentally return the broken one. Not that I would ever do that. But if you did it by mistake, innocently, without realizing you put the wrong one in the package, so be it. Laura worked at Best Buy for a year, and they didn't treat their employees very well either. Suppose it's the nature of the industry. They also killed Future Shop. Future Shop employees worked on a commission basis, right? So when Best Buy and Future Shop decided to become one and the same, it was pretty obvious which brand that they were going to kill off here. Even though Canadians had more of an affinity to Future Shop, I think they liked it better as a brand. And we're going north. I just realized we're going north on Yonge Street. Up the east side in the Yonge Street bike lanes. And my watch keeps going off here. SM says really sad. Companies are closing in Canada. I think the retail climate is just changing and definitely moving more online. Ban says a cyclist was killed. Yes, unfortunately. He was hit by a car making an illegal right turn. You see that camouflage person on the sidewalk? No, I didn't. I wasn't paying attention. So we are north. I don't know. I have one more video queued up. I think this might be the same route, actually. I don't know. Some kind of street sweeper. John says constantly changing. Let me see. So as for my big trip in April, I'm going to one city for 3 days, another city for 2, another city for 2, another city for 2, another city for several days. Then I'm going to go back to Bangkok to finish. I do have 2, not like ultra luxury, but 2 high-end hotels booked. One of them is purely on Aeroplan points. And the other one, I'm just staying there for 1 day. And I got it on for like 40% less than anywhere else on Agoda. So it turned out to be pretty cheap. But it looks really awesome. And the rest of them are going to be like some proper budget ass hotels. So I'm looking forward to flip-flopping between like a $50 a night hotel and like a really nice one the next night. David's getting anxiety watching these cycling videos. You couldn't do it. You just got to be on your guard and assume everyone is going to try to kill you. Do you miss John Tory, who will do Groundhog Day this year? I don't miss John Tory. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. And I'm out of beer. Shimlin says John Tory and the Fords ruined Toronto. Well, right now, I know this isn't a super political channel, but I think this is like the worst period for leadership in like my lifetime. And it's funny because our premier and our prime minister have these tremendously big scandals on their hands that any normal self-respecting person would just step the fuck down from their job and let someone responsible take the helm. Both our premier and our prime minister, they both have massive scandals on their head, and yet like our mayor stepped down because he like cheated on his wife. Like, not that he shouldn't have stepped down, like he probably should have, but it's just, we have zero leadership right now. We have zero leadership on all 3 levels of government. Like, we're just completely fucked in the short term. And F says, what did the prime minister do? Go to Our Canada and you will see our prime minister friend is denying something incredibly disturbing. I think I might dislike him more than Doug Ford at the moment. I don't know. They both tremendously rub me the wrong way. And one of them is left-leaning and one of them is right-leaning. And they're both piles of shit. So it is what it is. That's my opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion. But I just think we have zero leadership right now. And it's going to be interesting. Hopefully the public gets to vote some competent leaders and things kind of correct themselves. But I'm not optimistic on the provincial level. Don't know what's going to happen on the federal level, but maybe on the city level, like, we'll get someone good in charge. I don't know, but it's a very weird time to be in this city specifically, just because we don't even have like a proper acting mayor right now. We have a deputy mayor, which no one elected. and we've got pieces of shit running the province and the country. So it is what it is, right? Christopher Haydock says, same here. Yeah, apparently in the UK they're having fun too. They're having fun over in the UK. Ali BHG says, I hate politics. That's why I try not to like go too deep into it or talk like it's a maddening subject to even talk about. Do I have another video up here? I do. So we are going back to the Yonge Street bike lanes, but we're on the e-bike this time with the handlebars going in the other direction. Sorry, Ace says I just tuned in as there was cursing. Sorry about that. Yeah, Steven, I don't know. There's better solutions. Whitby Dude says a bad mayor could be disastrous. The strong mayor, the way it works, I think, with the strong mayor powers is we're basically not a democracy anymore. All the mayor needs is like 25% support from city council to push through, you know, whatever the bill is they're trying to push through, which last I checked, no democracy on earth operates on that. And that was Doug Ford's wish because John Tory is basically a puppet of Doug Ford. And now he is absolutely terrified that we're going to get like a left-leaning mayor in the city, which is probably the trajectory we're on. So it could end up back. But either way, like it's just too much power for a mayor to have. Like we elect our city councilors, right? And they together, not 25% of them, but we need over 50% of them to be on the same page to enact any change. So it's terrifying what the strong mayor can do. It's funny that in Hamilton, look who the mayor of Hamilton is. That is funny. That is truly funny. You know, it is backfired on Dougie Boy in that city pretty good. Chris Mills says, as Ford says, a lefty. I don't care if they're left or right. Just be good. Just be good, right? If you're conservative, it used to be being conservative meant you didn't like to spend too much money, which I think is fine. There's nothing wrong with governments being, you know, fiscally having a lot of fiscal restraint on their spending. But that's not what that means anymore. That means something completely different now, right? I think both sides are off to crazy town. Anyways, Susie says this is a nice hood. Yes, we are going south down Duplex Avenue. David W. says, I find we are living in times of extremes for politics. Where's the middle ground? Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. It doesn't exist anymore. Marge says, Johnny Strides, Andrea has balls. She's tough. she's going to be an interesting case study for the strong mayor powers. That's for sure. Going to be a lot of clashing with the province in Hamilton. Because that's not a small city either. Esther Gott says there is no middle ground. Yeah, which sucks because it used to be, it didn't matter. I don't know. I'm going to shut up about this topic. Anyways, I'm going to shut up about this topic. This is not the channel people go to for that stuff, nor am I qualified to talk about it. Laura says, I hate politics. Let's talk about something fun, like plans for summer. I don't have any plans for summer. I'm going to come back end of April. We'll figure it out. There's a mailing list called YYZ Deals, which they send out crazy cheap flights whenever they come available. So I think I'm going to try to get out to like the west coast of Canada. I don't know if it's going to be like Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton. I'm going to try to get out that way. And probably in the summer when a cheap flight arises. So we're just going to fly by the seat of our pants in summer. In fall, I'm thinking about doing that Japan trip. I might still be doing it actually, because I didn't reveal where I'm going. in April, but I think I just ruled Japan off the list. But I'm seriously going to be looking at that. I think just between like Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, there's a lot of awesome exploring to do in that country, and it's just such an awesome country. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm 99.99% sure there's going to be no more Thailand this year after April, just as I was trying not to go there in April, but the way my flights worked out and where my friends want to meet up, it's going to happen for a few days at least. So yeah, there'll be no Thailand after April, but probably Japan, maybe the US, somewhere there. I don't know, but there's going to be like 90% of my time I'm going to be spending in this city anyways. And we are doing the opposite direction I did in the previous video. We are going south down the west side of Yonge Street. But I've got the handlebar look. Christo says, what's your fascination with Southeast Asian countries? I lived in Korea, and whenever we had time off, I often went to Japan, actually, but it was very common just to go to Phuket, to fly out that way. So I've kind of networked a little bit. I've got a fair bit of friends on that side of the world. Also, I'm not a huge fan of like the packaged resort vacation. Like, I'm very much give me a hotel, let me go wander. And that's just so much cheaper in that part of the world than almost anywhere else. And the cities there are awesome. I love exploring like Hanoi, Saigon, even Phnom Penh, Bangkok. Like, I don't know. I just like it because deep down in my heart, I'm a super frugal and super cheap person, and I'm very careful. Like, I'm not saying like I'm cheap. Like, I tip. I spend money when I have to, but I don't know, like going to Amsterdam just kind of killed me because it was so expensive. I was there for a week and I was thinking like this whole trip to Amsterdam for a week, I could have gone like anywhere else for like a quarter of this, right? Like, so yeah, that is, Jeanette, you just nailed it. You said you can live like a king in Southeast Asia. You can, or you can stay in like decent hotels and eat pretty well. And you're doing it for like 50, 60 bucks a day, right? Like, good luck doing that almost anywhere else on planet Earth as well as you can do there, right? So I don't know. I just like it. There's always someone I can say hi to. There's usually someone that I used to teach with over there. Like, I'm going to meet my friend Chris. He's living in Bangkok now. We used to teach together in Korea, so I'm going to meet up with him the day or two before I fly out. So I don't know. I just like that part of the world. It is what it is. If I ever did the digital nomad thing, I would probably be over there, but not to say I don't like other places too. Someone said, isn't Japan expensive? Yeah, Japan is pretty expensive. Sunjib, have a good night, Sunjib. Thanks for dropping in. Krista says, are you scared of getting food poison virus? You know, I normally hit like street food my first day or two there, and I've never had food poisoning. I've never had anything more than like mild runs, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to say the DI word on stream because I think that's a gross word to even say, but I've never really had that. Naughty Brown, hello Naughty Brown, are you invisible? You are very visible to me. Feel like long time no see, Naughty. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, that's just it. In a nutshell, I'm cheap. Those countries are beautiful. Their food is amazing. Their hospitality is amazing. That's pretty much the appeal of it. Just reading some of your messages. I forget where this one ends, actually. I forget where this video ends. Oh, this is that fateful day when I get the flat tire. I'm riding to the starting point of my next video. And that's the video where I got a flat. That guy just chilling in the bike lane. Valerie says, I love street food. It's always so good. It is. Just don't look at like the part where they're actually preparing the food. You'll be like, yo, where's your water coming from? I just see buckets full of water. Oh, this is why people get sick. Okay, I get it. Just don't look into that stuff and you'll be fine. Lisa says, I got the flat because I didn't ask permission to enter. Tommy says, how are the Australians in Thailand? Don't notice them. You really notice them in Bali though, right? Like every other person in Bali is Australian, but just good people having fun. Never had any run-ins with them. Don't think I met any from like a have a beer, hang out together point of view. But they're all over in Bali. Laura says London is incredible. You've been twice and fell in love. I would like to go to London sometime. I would. Maybe I'll put that one on the to-do list. I was thinking of London when I went to Amsterdam, right? Because Europe was just something I'd never really done before. And remember I put up that list, where should I go? And in one of my streams, I had like London, Paris, Amsterdam. Upstate New York, Bob, have you ever biked, hiked, or traveled in the Adirondacks? Beautiful area and now more bike friendly too, especially in summer, fall. No, I haven't, but it does look stunning. Is that upstate New York? I do. My brother does live in Fort Erie by the border, and he's a big cycling nut. That might be, as I scratch my right ear with my left hand, that might be something to look into doing. Naughty says it's a cesspit. Crespit or cesspit? I would like to see London. I would really like to see London. Noni says, fresh cut, Johnny. Are you a supercuts guy or where do you go? I went to a place called Goa Hair Salon near Yonge and Eglinton. It's $35. What's weird, yeah, I don't know. I'll leave that part out, but they were really good, really friendly, not too expensive. Anif says, when did I go to Amsterdam? I went last summer, actually. Malcolm says Paris in the 90s sounds wonderful. Now not so much.
Hiked or traveled in the Adirondacks? Beautiful area and now more bike friendly too, especially in summer/fall.
Ooh, my notifications, I didn't have them up high enough. That's why they're not showing on the screen. Susie says there's a Goa at Richmond and Spadina now. Yes, they have 3, right? There's one in Koreatown, one on Richmond, and one near Yonge and Eglinton. Michelle Gray says, good evening, Johnny and everyone in the chat. How is everyone doing tonight? I'm doing well. I felt like not doing the normal Stumble stream tonight. We'll get back to it. I don't think we're going to do it next Sunday. But if we do, it'll be interesting. Lisa says, I'm thinking of making a surprise visit in a smaller city this coming spring. Neat. Shivlin says, Paris is building new cycling infrastructure, transit, and hosting the Olympics in 2024. They've got a lot on their plate. Jennifer is voting for Mykonos and Santorini in Greece. I've only ever heard of the second place, but Greece looks pretty awesome. All right, Laura, have a good night over in Calgary. And I think we're about it. I think this video is about done. Yoink, we are all done. I've burned through all 4 videos that I prepared. Oh no, whatever will we do? Whatever will we do? So again, yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time tonight, normally I go live Sunday nights over on this channel, Johnny Stumbles, but tonight we're doing it a little bit different over on Johnny Strides, and I'll try to go live one more time before I go away to wherever it is I'm going. Fans Buses Gaming, $2, about to go live. What background music are you using? You know what?
About to go live. What background music you using?
You can you can go here, Fans Buses Gaming, to senpai.tv/streambeats. Copyright free music for Twitch streamers and YouTubers. And you can get the music here, actually. Lisa says there's music. Yes, there's music playing. Here, I'll blast it. Where are we? Minus 42. Yes, there's where you go, Fans Buses Gaming. Thanks for the support and the super. Enough Ahmed, $2. Thank you for the $2. Enough Ahmed, thank you very much. David W says, this is my first time watching a live stream of mine. Just recently discovered my channel. Good job, Johnny. Thank you, David. We need some indie music. If you go to, what's his channel? Harris Heller. He's the guy who made Stream Beats. He's a YouTuber. And this is his channel, but he also has, what's his main channel? This is not his main channel. He's got another channel. Oh, Senpai Gaming. Yeah. This is his main channel. So if you want to see the guy who, he has all kinds of tips and stuff too, like how to set up your cameras, your audio equipment, live streaming, Twitch versus YouTube, channel live streaming in a nutshell, camera, mic reviews, social media strategies, etc. Yeah, he's seems like a really good dude. But if you're interested in that, in the music, just head over to Stream Beats and you can use it copyright free, which is key. You're not going to get busted for using this. The Goopy Life says, what's up, Johnny man? Hello. The Goopy Life, what's up? Lisa says, I'm so excited to stream tonight. Me too. Oh, me too. Me too. You know what? We had that blizzard, right? Toronto snow walk. Let's see. Within 222. No, I picked this week. Let's see if we can discover any new channels or if anyone else went out and recorded that big snow event. Lisa says, you mean you're excited to sleep tomorrow? David Clippert, 420. Awesome amount, David Clippert. I don't have my edibles within reach, but they are somewhere behind the green screen. Thank you, David. Very much appreciated. Okay, so it's giving me 2 Johnny Strides videos. Travel, music, food, exploring Toronto after snowstorm. Snow walk with beautiful piano. Ontario snowstorm, downtown Toronto, winter streets, Monday evening commute, Feb 27, 2023, Canada. Zam, Ontario. That is a mouthful. Thunder snow, winter storm, slams Toronto area. It's funny how we don't seem to have a consistent way to spell these things, like thunder snow, one word. Sometimes you'll see it as 2 words. A winter storm, you'll see as 1 word. Sometimes you'll see as 2 words. Snowstorm, 1 word. Sometimes 2 words. Out and about with Lizzo C. Live Monday night walk weather advisory. Heavy snow. That was 6 days ago. I'm looking for ones from Friday. Guy kicks turning car hard during Toronto snowstorm. Did you guys see this on Ken's channel? Why don't I have audio? I think I have to watch another video. Turn audio on. Did you guys see this? I'm not advising you to kick a vehicle or anything like that.
Guy just kicked that car. Rather hardly, I might say.
Watch again. Notice we have a walk sign. All the driver sees is the green light and a little bit of opening. There is a pedestrian actively in the crossing. There is a guy with his dog in the crossing. And look how close that car came to his dog. For all the people saying, yeah, don't kick the car, this guy's a jerk, this guy's unhinged. For all those people saying that, If you came within like a foot of me or my dog by doing a dangerous turn, you better believe I would kick your car too. This guy has, you don't know, like in the moment, this guy is probably so livid, probably not even for his safety, but for his dog, right? Like, he could just be like the nicest, most gentle, calmest human being on earth. You do something like that and you endanger their dog, it's only normal for like some people to get into like a fit of rage, right? Like, I don't know. For all the people saying this guy is wrong, look at the car. That car had no business being where it is. So I'm not saying that was the right response. I'm not endorsing that. But I'm also saying I get it. I totally get it. And if I was a cop at that intersection, I would look the other way in the kick and I would give that driver a ticket. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah. Anyways, yeah, that pisses me off to see that. And I totally am not going to call that guy out for being a jerk, because I don't think he is a jerk at all. All he was trying to do is like cross the street with his dog. What else do we have here? Anyways, Ken Whiteout, look at this. There I am on Ken's stream. Walking February 27th in Etobicoke. My point of VHIEW. Up to 10 centimeters of snow could fall. Toronto Snowstorm Walk March 2023. I got some of my old videos. Toronto Forest Hill Walking Tour after snowstorm March 2023. Our World in 4+K. I've never even heard that. Marge, none of that. If you capture something on video, if it's a traffic violation, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Bill Chow says both were in the wrong. The driver was more in the wrong. I would say both were wrong, but one of them was justified. That would be my take on it. But look at Forest Hill. That is not far from where I am. There's my video, Thundersnow. Thundersnow hits Toronto, streets are buried. Major winter snowstorm in Ontario, Canada. Global National, March 4th. Toronto, Canada, heavy snowfall walk, February 23. This guy trying to pack in all the buzzy words that he can get, right? Heavy snowfall, winter, storm. I'm guilty of that too. I'm guilty. Here's me, Toronto snowstorm walk. Wild weather, US, Canada right now. Crazy snowstorm hits Toronto. Rainy night walk in Toronto. Who is this motion blur? They're cranking out the walks. Lisbon, Portugal. Toronto, Canada. Toronto Islands. There's just like a random Lisbon, Portugal video in here. Yusuf says a thunder snow is very rare. Yeah. Like, when it was happening, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this before, but I can't actually remember. Lisa says, I have to go to bed. I really need a good night of sawing logs. All right, have a good night. Anthony says motion blur walks doesn't talk in his channel. Yeah, most people don't. Most people don't. Us Toronto people, we tend to do it. I think Torontopia was like the first time I saw a Toronto walking video where someone was talking. And I don't know what happened to this guy, but he hasn't posted a video in like 11 months. Hopefully all is well on his end and he just won the lottery or something. But yeah, there's like Ken does it, my walk around, like a lot of people here. But most walking videos are of the silent variety, right? But oh well. John O'Meara says thunder snow, I mean, is upwarding. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. But I think we are at the end of the stream, folks. I'm fresh out of content, in dire need of sleep. I need to make a few videos tomorrow. I need to reach out to some people. So if you're one of the people waiting for me to get back to you, I will get back to you. Thank you, Upstate Bob. The Goopy Life says, what's next for your channel? I'm going away this week, actually. I'm getting on a plane in a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4 days. And then I'm going away in April. So just a whole lot of traveling in the near future. And then we'll get back to doing Toronto in the summertime. And then I don't know what's next. We'll figure out. But I don't think there's going to be any like direction change or anything like that. I think we're going to be staying the course. Toronto is an awesome, awesome city, especially to explore in the summer. So there'll be a whole lot of that. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in 2 weeks, maybe next week, but most likely in 2 weeks, I'll be back on the Johnny Stumbles channel on Sunday nights. And these live streams will go back to Friday night where they normally are. This is just kind of an odd week. And I think I'm going to try to live stream on Tuesday. Maybe I'm going to do Tuesday morning. Out in the wild, and that'll be it for like a week on this channel. We'll see. Airline blogger, maybe. I tend to do like experience videos, like start to finish. I don't know, maybe that's the lazy part of me that doesn't like chopping things up and editing, even though my Toronto to Montreal video, I did that and it did quite well. We'll figure it out. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks to our channel members. Thanks to our new channel members. Oliver, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining in. Thanks to those who sent support. Thanks to our mods for their great work, of course. Stay warm, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.